Yes, people. Try to have that calming music on there just to settle this down a little bit before I start going mental. We'll sort this camera on that out. I don't know why I'm in a little screen. I think that's off the FA Cup draw the other night. To tell you what we'll do, we'll whack a better background in there instead of fixing it. There we go. Something like that. Is that all right? That'll do. Yeah, why not? That'll do. Right then. Where do we start with this again? Oh, man. Actually, we'll start with, before we do talk about Newcastle's loss to Brentford and what we should do going forward. And as I've said in the title, how this cannot continue. It cannot continue. It can't continue. Before we get into all that, I want to send my wishes to Mikel Antonio. Obviously, the breaking news in the past half an hour or so is that he, the West Ham and Jamaican striker, has been involved in a serious car crash. Everyone's reporting that out on Sky. West Ham themselves have released a statement saying so, and that they're going to release another statement in due course. There's been some potential images, leaked images of the car crash online that really don't look good. So, praying for Antonio and his family, and hopefully we get a good message about him soon. Hopefully we'll get some positive news on him soon. So I'm wishing him well after a tragic, serious car crash by the looks of it. So well wishes out to Mikel Antonio, his family, and everyone there at West Ham. Okay, let us see you in the chat. Load yous already. Make sure you can see and hear us all right. I'm going to get rid of that on the bottom, actually, so we can just see it. The merchandise, the hats are on sale. You know it. At least you can see the Magpie channel there now. Okay, so Newcastle have got beat today by Brentford 4-2. Quite convincingly in the second half. Second half didn't turn up. Second half, absolute no-show. Absolute no-show second half. What, were they scared of the wind? Shit themselves because of the storm or what? Because there's just nothing in the second half. Because first half was actually arid. First half was pretty good, apart from the defending. It was woeful. But first half, we actually played well. Came back into the game from, being in the deficit twice. Conceding the lead twice. I can see a lot of how-outs flying in the chat, and I've also put it out on socials as well, and some angry responses. So we'll talk about all that in a minute, and I'll read out your chats to shout out everyone who's getting involved. But listen, my notes on the game are as follows, right? First of all, let's talk about away from the game. What's going on at Newcastle United and how this can't continue, because this inconsistency is a fucking joke. It's beyond a joke now, this inconsistency. You can't tell me you can play against the best team in the world, factually, top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, Liverpool, on Wednesday night, and we should have won the game. We should have been 3-0 at half-time. We should have won 4-3 in the end. You can't play like that on a Wednesday when you fancy it, when Anthony Gordon wants to score against his boyhood club, when he's wants to score from 90 miles an hour and you can't score from 2 yards out the net. You can't tell me that that's acceptable. You can't tell me that that's it can't happen. It just can't happen. It's not feasible, man. You can't keep doing this week in, week out. You can't play against Liverpool. Unbelievable. Better than Real Madrid played against them. Better than Manchester City played against them. And then you can't put in a performance against Brentford for the full 90 minutes. You go to Crystal Palace, can't have a shot on target. You get beat at home against West Ham, worst side in the league at the minute. Manager's about to get the sack. We can't keep doing this. So I'm seeing the title. It can't continue. It's pathetic, this, man. How can you be that inconsistent? How can you be like this? Seriously? 2 wins in 11 games. 2 wins in 11 games. 12th in the league. And, the league table's tight. Right, I'll just bring up the league table. Yeah, the league table is obviously very tight because Brentford have now went 6th tonight. They're on 23 points. Villa have won today. They're on 25 points. We're in 12th on 20 points. So we're 5 points off 5th, which is likely to get a Champions League place this season. 5 points off 5th. 5 points off Champions League places. It's not that bad. But are we being real in saying that? Do we still have a chance of getting European places? No. Not with this inconsistency. No way in hell are we going to get European places like this? Because it's too inconsistent, man. Think of the league when we did get top 4. Think of that season when we did get Champions League. Defence was solid. We're flying at teams every single week, no matter who it was, whether it was Brentford away, West Ham at home, Arsenal. We've got the same Newcastle. We don't get the same Newcastle now. It's a different team every week. Well, it's not really. We're playing the top 6. We play well. Anyone else? Shite. So we're 5 points off 5th, and Even Brighton, who could go ahead of them, Fulham, if they manage to beat Arsenal, Forest, Man U are probably going to go above us if they win tonight. Well, they're not probably. I'm saying that they probably win. If they probably get that result that we expect, a win at Old Trafford, then they will go above us. So angry, I can't even speak, man. I'm pissed off with this now. I got the point there with 20 minutes to go. Well, I was just going to turn it off, and I wish I had off because then I would have missed Brentford's fourth goal. I wouldn't have seen Shade's fourth goal for Brentford if I had turned it off. But I put myself through it thinking, Wilson may grab an equaliser. 2 games in a week, 3-3. Can we cling on to something? Nah. I should have turned off. I should turn off at half time to pretend it was 2-2. Because that's second. And I'm getting a bit bored now, to be honest. I am getting a bit bored. I'm very angry. I'm very frustrated. And I'm very, very bored of not expecting these games to get a result because you know what you're expecting, which is a bad performance. I mean, they're defending again today and the finishing, we are so wasteful. So not everything can be on Howe in terms of, Isak should score that chance and maybe Murphy should score that header and then we're in the lead. Is it going to be different? But the defending's bad, man. The defending's so bad. So as I said before, 2 wins in 11 games, 12th in the league. All the hard work against the top sides. We're celebrating a great result the other night against Liverpool. Thinking, can we turn the corner? Even a draw the day. The draw was back and forth. Brentford are a good team. Brentford have got the best home record in the league, to be fair to them, even though they've played a lot of the teams in the bottom half in the league. Including us now, because we're bottom half. But, the teams that they've played against, they've got the wins. They're bad away from home like us, but they're solid at the G-Tech. They're a good side. They're a good mind. They've got great forwards. I've been crying out for Mbumo for 2 years now. 2 bastard years I've been crying out for Mbumo, and he showed me why I've wanted him to date. And go back. The videos are there. Type in Mbumo, Magpie Channel. I've been saying it for fucking ages, and that's why, because he's a right winger who actually scores goals. A right winger who can assist. What a waste of money on transfers we've done in recent windows, man. Absolute waste. But like I was saying, man, it's all good and well turning up against Liverpool. I'm on Amazon Prime. Yeah, let's put in a performance against Liverpool. And then you go and do that on 3 o'clock when no one's watching because they can't in the UK. You know what I mean? So, non-televised games, Brentford, bit of wind, didn't fancy yesterday. Not good enough. Attitude's well off again. Attitude is well off once more. And all those top performances against your Liverpools, beating Arsenal, drawing with Man City, pointless, really. Quite literally, pointless. Because the Premier League tables don't allow them points. Those good results are outweighed by the poor results. It makes no difference. We may as well have just got beat, kids, kept our expectations and hopes to a minimum, get beat in the games, get beat off Salah. I don't care. I don't care if Salah's scoring against us. He's one of the best players ever. You've got this Shade coming off the bench, and I got a hat-trick last week, but he hadn't scored in 17 games before that. I've got Shade coming off the bench, scoring goals against us, 4-2 Brentford. Come on, I've got West Ham 2-0 the other week. And they are absolutely hopeless. At St. James's Park. Just get beat off the teams that should get beat off. Just get beat off Liverpool. It's expected. One of the best teams. Get hammered off Man City. But then can we actually turn up against teams that we want to be finishing above? Because these games where we are losing points, lost all 3 today, but even Palace last week, conceding a late equaliser. These games where you're not winning the teams in and around you, the teams you want to finish above, Brighton at home. Yeah, it's fucking shit, man. Honestly, not getting them points in the teams you want to finish above is very, very bad. And 2 points from a possible 12 since the international break now is very, very bad. West Ham, Palace, Liverpool and Brentford, it's not good enough for a team that is meant to be competing for top 6. It's not good enough. Because you know what it is? Our team on paper, it's a really good team. Today, even with the changes, he's benched Gordon Tonali. But you still look at that. Again, the right wing, not so much because Murphy's just wasteful. As much as I love him, he's not cutting the mustard, is he? But if you look at it, even on paper, with those changes today, Barnes, we'll get into the performances soon. Barnes, Isak, Bruno Joelinton, Ben and Shaw lately, Tino, Lewis Hall, the 2 England fullbacks. However, that's a team that should be competing with bloody Brentford. And then the team that played against Liverpool, most importantly, that for me is our best 11. Again, Murphy's a bit, but with your Gordon starting, your Sandro Tonali starting, this team shouldn't be 12th in the league. And that's where the pressure's now mounting on Eddie Howe. Because this team shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there. 7 goals conceded this week. 7 goals in 3-4 days. I don't care if it's Liverpool or not. We put 3 past and we've scored 2 today. The defending was fucking terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Embarrassing. Quite laughable, to be honest with you. Quite laughable. There's no way Dan Burns getting blown in that wind. He's 7 foot tall, but he's still getting blown all over the place. I thought Fabian Shaw had one of his worst games ever in a Newcastle shirt. I thought he was crap. Miserable. Shameful, to be honest, Fabian Shaw today. Shameful Shaw. And we know he's been amazing. What a bargain. All of that. Great stuff. 200 games for the club. This is where you make your signings, isn't it? He's what is he now, 32 or something? He's been very good, but this is where you need to strengthen. And this is where the overall thing gets me wound up, because I know a lot of people are saying how out and stuff. And yeah, on the basis of lately, you're entitled to say that. But PSR has ruined it. Financial fair play has ruined it. And us as well, whether that be Howe or Ashraf or now Mitchell, whoever, Eels, got everything wrong. Not everything. I can see I'm angry. We've got so much wrong. Signing players for the future, not investing in players that we need now, not getting deals over the line like Gahey or whatever, not shifting players out. Trippier comes on for 8 minutes at the end. Almiron comes on. I don't even want to get started on Almiron. I'm going to have a fit. Miguel Almiron. I seen the cooking show he did. He had a cooking contest with Anthony Gordon on Newcastle United's YouTube channel yesterday. Leave the bloke in the kitchen. Didn't let him out the kitchen again. Put his chef hat on, give him his fucking spatula and frying pan, and let him keep cooking risotto, because that bloke is not good enough. He is not a Premier League footballer. He's absolutely wank. He is one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life. When he comes on and he's losing the ball all the time, he's just utterly hopeless. Utterly hopeless. I'm not even going to go any further on Almiron. I'm not wasting another breath on him. I cannot stand him. Honestly, absolutely shocking. Shocking. And yes, again, he's had his moments in Newcastle shirt, especially purple patches. Ever since he missed that chance against Milan on the line, I've had enough of him. He's too far gone now as well. He's 32 or something. He might look 9 years old, but he's 32. So the moments he's had that have been good, they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Not anymore. Replace him. Absolutely replace him with Mbumo. For fuck's sake, man. Oh, I need plenty of them, mates. Looking at my notes, what else have I got? Talked about that. So let's run through the team before I get into your comments and a couple of notes I had during the game. 2 changes. Gordon Tonali benched. I said Mbumo and Isak would score. If you follow us on social media, I said them 2 would score this afternoon. I also predicted Newcastle win, so can't get everything right. And like I said earlier in the video, Mbumo sums up exactly what we need from the right wing. Pace, skill, technical ability, cuts it on his weak foot, left foot. I don't think he's even got a weak foot, to be fair. I think both of them he scores goals with. Great finish, well done. He's got a bit of strength about him. He tracks back as well. He's so ideal for our system. He's so perfect for what we need. I'm raging we haven't even signed him yet, and I'm going to be raging next month. We'll probably piss it up the wild and sign him again. But he is the ultimate signing for us. He's so ideal. Premier League proven, slot straight in the team. I don't care if it's 50, 60 million. The bloke's 24 years old. He's only going to get better. Just get it done, man. Get it done. But Hall should have done better. Like I said, I think the 2 fullbacks today had a bit of a mare. I thought Hall was good going forward, and sometimes his timing of tackles was good. But, yeah. Hall should have done better for that one. Isak, though, great response. Great response by Newcastle. Jacob Murphy definitely meant the shot, but Isak, diving header, 1-1. Nice. And right, I've ranted away because the second half was so bad, but the first half was really good, especially the first 35 minutes. It was a solid start by Newcastle. Plenty of energy, plenty of effort. Way improved, obviously, on the Palace game the week or so before that. Where, we obviously had 0 shots on target, so not hard to improve that. But this one was a lot better, and it looked like we carried a bit of that momentum, a bit of the buzz from Wednesday night. And it looked like Barnes had a point to prove. He did obviously misplace a pass for one of their goals, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, listen, I thought it was a very good start from us. Good opening, had a lot of the ball, were creating chances. And this is the moment that could be the game changer. It could be the game changer for, like I say, more people are saying Howe out and stuff. The pressure on Howe is if Isak takes this chance, it's 2-1 Newcastle, and we're actually in the lead for a change, and we're not chasing it. because we're chasing the game time and time again. But it's 1-1 and Isak squanders an unbelievable chance. I could not believe my eyes. Alexander Isak, he rounds the keeper, does the hard work, then he touches it back towards Fleck and the goalkeeper. You're thinking just put your foot through it. Put your foot through it, smash it. There's a defender there. I think that's got in his head a little bit. Isak's thinking, I don't want to take this with my weakened foot. He tries to get it back on his right foot, and then Flecken collects it. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes that Flecken got the ball. I thought it was going to hit the back of the net, and Isak was going to get that in. Unreal, absolutely unreal. So, yeah, that was a pivotal moment, I think, and a real turning point, because it would have been nice to take the lead for a change, like I said, instead of chasing it non-stop. But Isak's head went since then as well. His confidence was totally gone. His confidence was totally gone after that. He didn't barely touch the ball for the rest of the game, to be honest with you. And you could see it. His head just dropped. His head absolutely dropped after that one, Alexander Isak, and he should have buried that. We should have been 2-1 up. But great game. But the first half flew over. The second half was a stress. The second half, I was suffering. I was going through it. I'm going through it now. But, I just may be able to tell. But honestly, the first half, I was enjoying it. I thought, this is flying, this. This is going really well. We looked dead up for it. And obviously without the bad defending. But it was a fantastic game of football to watch. Our first half, we have another opportunity where Bruno scuffs it wide, just inside the box. He scuffs it wide. And then it is a shite goal to concede. Barnes misplaces his pass to Visser. And this is the part that really wound me up, though. And again, there was lots of complacent passing throughout that match from Newcastle, I thought. Giving the ball away, silly areas, just like Joelinton did during the week against Liverpool. But Barnes gives it away, and Shaw is backing off. What's he backing off for? What's going on? He's just backpedaling. He nearly backpedaled all the way to Newcastle. He's just backing off. Visser's run towards him, thinking, oh, that's a sweet, this. Oh, load of space, yeah. Oh, gaps opened up, shoot, score. 2-1. He left the strike wide open. He left it gaping for him on that one. So that was annoying. But again, Newcastle responded. So, the belief was there, the intent was there, and, the strength of the character was there. First off, all of this moment I'm talking about, and second half, it disappeared. Where did that character and that attitude and that effort go? Where did the mentality shift? Absolutely strange, to be honest with you, second half. Anyways, Barnes does quickly amend for his mistake of his misplaced pass. Well, I thought Barnes had a lively game, or a lively hour, or maybe even just 45, because second half was crap. But Barnes, I thought, was very good, very direct, good bit of pace as well. Looks like he's getting his fitness back, good pace, and yeah, he looked a threat throughout, and he proved that with his goal. He had a lovely finish on his right foot for that goal. Albeit poor defending from Brentford as well. They weren't defending the greatest, and we should have. I'm just getting distracted by people talking about Antonio here. I haven't seen anything official, so I don't want to mention it. But if people are mentioning that and it's not official, please just wait. Please just wait. Howie, that's terrible, terrible crack. So I'm waiting for an official Sky Sports or obviously any trusted media outlet to be talking about this. But I did mention at the start of the video, sending my thoughts and wishes to Antonio. Where was I? Yeah, very good finish by Barnes. And then he showed it again, brilliant pace by Harvey Barnes, dinked the cross into the back post, and Jacob Murphy should have scored. Jacob Murphy put his header over the bar. And that wasn't good enough. Half-time comes, the tune have been very dangerous, especially on the break. And it was a scintillating 45 minutes. At half-time, I was getting excited. I was setting up the studio, the camera and everything here, thinking, it is. I'm looking forward to the second half here. It's been a very good first half. I'm worried about the defending, don't get us wrong. But I think we may just outscore these. Yeah, I think we're going to be the ones that win 3-2. Right then, let's talk about the second half. Brentford nearly took the lead straight away for the third time, and Pope saved it. Well, we kind of got away from one, really, didn't we? Bounced off the post, kind of went under Pope, and there was your warning signs. But then it wouldn't have to wait much longer for that. Poor defending once again. Poor defending. Fabian Shaw misses it. The ball comes in, he completely misses the header, he misses the man. Everyone's nowhere to be seen, no man's land, lost, absolutely lost. Collins is free to finish, tucks it home. 3-2 Brentford. And then, to be honest with you, not much happened at either end after that until obviously they scored the fourth. So other things between then, Wilson Almiron came on for Barnes and Longstaff. Before that, Gordon Charney came on, Murphy and Joelinton. No impact from any of the subs, to be honest with you. Gordon huffed and puffed once or twice. The odd little cross and stuff that wasn't quite on a plate. He had a shot wide. Trippier came on with 8 minutes to go, put his first touch, terrible cross from a set piece. And the only chance we had of that second half was another header that went over the bar. And that was Sandro Tonali. I think the defender for Brentford did well, put him off. But, that was the only real chance of note in that second half for Newcastle. I mentioned Almiron being hopeless. And then in the 90th minute, the stoppage time ball goes up, 4 minutes. You think, right, you never know, right? Palace got an equaliser against us in the 84th minute last week. Can we do the same? Can we get something out of this? No, that was quickly dashed, those hopes were after Shaw, that stinker at the back from him, Danburn all over the place, Tino Livramento slips, and Shades in and scores. Pope comes flying out, Shade scores. And then it could have been 5, should have been 5. Imagine how bad that looks. Brentford 5, Newcastle 2. I mean, 4-2 is bad enough, but 5-2 is what it could have been. As Nick Pope has a terrible error. Pope's a funny one, isn't he? Because sometimes he makes a great save, and then the next minute he's just doing absolute madness, stupid decision making. And he gets caught out, and Brentford just score, but it is a very good clearance off the line from Dan Burn, so big him up, great staying tackle. Not that it made any difference, but it just saved us from further embarrassment. So that's it. Newcastle have a chance for revenge against Brentford in the Cup. Thankfully, that one's at home on the 18th of December for a chance to get through to the semi-final of the Carabao. I mean, it looks like that's our season resting on that, really. Do you know what I mean? What, we're 5 points off 5th. But the way we're inconsistent, man, to get a good league table finish, you need consistency, don't you? We haven't got it. So I don't see how we're going to accumulate enough points across the board over the next few months to do that. To be fair to you, to do that. But there's my notes on the game. I just want to check to see if there has been any official news on Antonio. Not that I can see anyways from Sky or anything. It's also worth noting that Man City dropped points today, 2-2 against Palace, and that's one of the infuriating things about this. Man City are dropping points, fourth place dropping points there. Kind of close the gap on them. Hey, the Twitter is going mad today. After that, when obviously I put out on our socials, let us know your full-time thoughts. And I want to know yours, so we're going to get into the chat in just a minute. I'm interested to see this, right? Because I could go mad here. I nearly did a video on Eddie Howe after that Palace game where he was saying we played really well when we had 0 shots on target. And I thought, what was he talking about? What games is he watching? I know he's got to stick up for the players and everything, but that was nuts. So let's just have a quick listen. May get copyrighted, bollocks to it. Let's just have a quick listen and see what Eddie Howe said. It should be all right if it's just a little clip. This is what Eddie Howe said. We'll watch it together. Didn't defend well enough.
The goals we conceded, we look back on and we cringe a little bit.
Cringing at the goals we conceded, Eddie Howe said there. I'm cringing now. Very much a cringe. Cringe fest. So Eddie Howe's looking angry, to be fair, in this interview, which is good to see because I've looked angry. I've been angry out. Oh, here we go. Bright moments with the ball, he said. In the first half, he's right with that. Can't defend like that and win games, he said there. The interviewers asked him, is it hard for you to take account for that? No, he said individual errors and the weather. Blaming the weather. Individual errors and the weather is what Eddie Howe's saying. Scrappy game. I mean, he has got a point with it, especially with balls going in. So why didn't we make it hard for Brentford and put more balls in the box then? Maybe get Trippier on early. Get Wilson on earlier. Put more balls in the box if the wind's causing difficulties for defenders to judge the crosses and keepers. Probably should have thought about it and done that yourself. Thomas Franks obviously thought about it. Worked a treat for them. They scored their winner from a cross. Deep ball in. Yeah. I mean, basically, Eddie Howe was just complaining about the the goals conceded there. And like I said, you lot on Twitter are saying that it's a wind up, not good enough. Backline's finished, Pope included. We're now Bournemouth 2.0. Away record, shocking, abysmal performance, shambles, disgrace of a second half. Season's over. Yeah. Joke as per usual. How out. Subs did nothing. People want Mourinho. Sorry, but Eddie needs to go. Yeah. Strong opinions. Strong opinions. I need a stronger drink than this. That's all I need. Okay, let's see what your opinions is. I'll go. I'm not sure, but let's go right to the back to the very top. There's been that many comments. Silver 700 people watching. Shout out every single one of you. If you just don't mind just hitting that subscribe button for us, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate that. It's free to do so. Drop a like on it as well. Give it a thumbs up. If every single person watching over 700 years just hit that thumbs up button for free, takes a second, that would massively help the channel in this video. Okay, where are we? Oh, wow. Yeah, it has took us right away back at the top. I might not be able to do that, to be fair. Be here all night. Right, let's just pick out some. How Josie in, says Euclid. Defending like Bournemouth and minus subs. Newcastle United 24-25. Get Josie in for the crack. Can't keep playing like this, though. Shout out Aaron. Going to be nowhere near Europe if we continue playing like this. January's monumental. I mean, yeah. We're going to talk about this on the podcast, I think, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. live. You know how important January is to get that right winger in. Obviously, get that centre back in that Aaron mentions. We need to strengthen. We need to revitalise this squad because it's just stagnating. Well, it's not even stagnating. It's actually deteriorating. Relegation form. 2 wins, 11, says Callum Go. Ian, Eddie needs to go now. 12th in the league. If this was Brucey, he'd be hounded by now. Knew we would be beaten today. Supported this circus for too long, says Daz. Always been Howe, says Roz. Can we really continue this if we're going to struggle to sign anyone in January? Only solution is to change things up manager-wise. Whole team is one big tragedy, and the biggest is Eddie himself. Flora needs sacked. How out? We actually conceded 7 in 2 games, Joshua. 3 against Liverpool, 4 today. Quick maps. All the excuses we want for Howe, but there's a shocking he has to go now. I'm not Howe out, but what is this football this team is playing? Crying out for changes. Daniel, on the other hand, you lot blaming Howe is absolutely baffling to me. Please release Pope from his contract, and says Jack. Please release Almiron. Please release Miguel Almiron from his contract. My God. What a waste of a space on the bench. I'd rather have Sanusi on the bench. I'd rather give a youngster a chance. Honestly, I'd rather give a youngster a chance. Wow. Andrew there, big fan of Eddie Howe, but the time has come for a change. How outclassed by Frank, as as Brentford don't have a better squad than us. We're abysmal to watch this season unless it's a big team. No, it's a solid point now. If you think of this season, we haven't played well in any games apart from against the big teams, apart from Chelsea in the Cup, Arsenal at home, and even that was like a lot of defending, and Liverpool the other night. What other games have we played well in this season? Because obviously the whole talk at the start of the season was like, well, the table looks alright, but the performance has been crap. That was the talk at the start of the season, wasn't it? Oh well, we're kicking again. We'll get going. Nope. John, Bruno is not a captain. Bruno is not a captain. As simple as that. Oh, good news, though, Peter. Good news from Sky Sports. Mikel Antonio is in a stable condition and is conscious and communicating in hospital after car accident, say West Ham, and that's from Sky Sports. So that's great to hear about Mikel Antonio there. Stable condition in hospital, conscious and communicating. That's a big relief there because the images that were going around the internet were horrendous if they were true with Antonio's car crash. So really pleased to hear that he's awake in hospital. And then back to the topic at hand. A lot of yous were wishing Antonio well in the comments as well, which is nice to see. Warwick, how has to go? This is Steve Bruce getting results like this. Every single one of yous would be calling for his head. I will 100% take the special one. See Sam. Love Eddie, but can't defend him anymore. Get the ex-Dortmund manager. See someone else. Can't blame injuries this season. It's true. We can't. That was the excuse last year, which was a valid excuse now. The amount of injuries we did have, but yep, can't do that this year. I swear, no one you watched the game. Says Chris. First half, we were electric. We were like, and I've said that as well in my review. But second half, we were flat. Electricity died. Storm put down the electricity. It's time for change, says Geordie Musician. Get a manager that has winning history in ASAP. Loads of good comments, to be fair. Shout out everyone that's put their own thoughts in here. David can't stand the happy clappers blindly defending Howe. Howe's out of his depth. Has been for a year. How out, Terzic in. Obviously, the ex-Dortmund coach. He's obviously linked to West Ham as well. So, that's going to happen soon. Matter of time before Lopetegui's sacked. John says it's simple. We overachieved in Howe's first season when other teams were in transition periods. Fans need to understand the project. PSR. Got to stick with the lads. Yeah, well, I always said that as well. That I think Eddie Howe could be the master of his own downfall. He could have made a rod for his own back with the overachievement in that first full season. Which was massive. Getting top four, nobody's seen that coming. It was too soon. We're seeing that, and we massively overachieved. Of course, it did. So yeah, maybe he set the expectations too high too soon. But I think the way we are at the minute, some of the performances, well, majority of the performances, 12th from the league, even though the table is tight. Yeah, it's not looking good to use that all the time now, I guess. The cries of how out are unfair and a knee-jerk reaction, says Pete. Emil didn't want to come to this, Matty, but how out? Don't want to pay his contract out, just let it run down, get another manager. He's got a couple of years left, haven't he? So I don't want to waste a couple of years, like. If you were how out. I'm still how in, by the way. I'm still how in. I'm not how out yet. But today it isn't good enough. And it can't continue this inconsistency. And if it does, then I'll be how out. If this was the case in another month's time or so, then yeah, but I don't know. It's getting, some things are getting harder to defend now. But I always just think back, that first half. If Isaac scores, then it's a different story. When he rounds the keeper, he should score. And it's a different story. If Murphy scores, we take the lead. Who knows what happens? And then another one is it is individual errors today that's cost it. It is terrible, terrible defending. So and then on the other end, terrible finishing. So it could have been a different story, but it feels like we're saying that a lot now. And then you look at that and think, well, is that the state of play? Is the tactics involved there? Or the players still behind how? It brings up a whole boatload of questions. Fans calling for how are stupid. Squad isn't good enough to get people where they want. Players are off form. I'm shocked by this result. You bullied us. See his vein there. That looks like a Liverpool jacket or top there he's wearing. So, yeah. Well, you wouldn't be surprised if you watched us every week, mate, because this is Newcastle this season inconsistent. Unless it's against the top six, it's not going to be done. Just didn't turn up unless it's one of the big boys. Again, Daniel makes a very good point, and it's what I've said. You need to bring in new signings to give everyone a boost, to give everyone a kick up the arse, to freshen things up. And even Howe said it in his press conference a couple of weeks ago, we've gone stale. The team has gone stale. Even in what load of crap, no plan B, need another forward. We're lucky to finish 12th the way we're playing. Oh my God. Gav says he turned off at 3-2, couldn't put himself through the pain. Wise choice. We have no captain. Bruno's not a captain, says John. No improvement now, says Northern Golfer. In fact, we're going backwards. If I was Isaac, why would he want to stay? Can't see us getting European football. Tell you what, big December ahead, like, innit? It already was, but I'm slouching like mad, yeah, because I'm just fucking stressed. Big December ahead, like, innit? Leicester at home next Saturday. They got their new manager, Ruud van Nistelrooy, who had plenty of success at St. James as a player. And then Brentford in the Cup. And then what we've got, Ipswich, Man U, Villa. Oh, man. Probably beat Villa and Man U and get beat off Ipswich. And it's Nick Poe tried to dribble after being 4-0 down. Is he mentally sound? I don't think so. What would your poll say now after 70% people said Howe in? I would have to whack up another one, won't we? Bauer now, if he loses to the Bees in the Cup, he's got to go. Well, I tell you what, if he lost in the Cup, that could be a turning point, like, not going to lie. Because, like I said, the way our inconsistency is playing out, a home tie against Brentford, who are a good side, we've seen it today, more so at their place, though. Their away record is poor. If we lost that and you get knocked out, okay, Bromley in January, in the FA Cup, my God. Still behind House is David, but he's put himself in an untenable position with results like this. Wouldn't be surprised if the Saudis made a decision for him. Aye. I get that, like, I'm feeling that a little bit, the untenable stuff, because it's after the Liverpool game and getting that point, which now is just pointless. It just means now getting that great draw and then getting pumped off Brentford. And the way the tail is playing out and not closing the gap on Europe. Hey, man. Right. What else we got then? So many good comments. And Boom will downgrade at Newcastle. 12th, 13th in the league won't attract top players. Well, you're right there. It won't, like. If that's where it was at the end of the season, it definitely wouldn't. The two not effing Spursy. You know what it is, Mark? We are effing Spursy. Spurs beat Man City comfortably. What was it, 4-0 at their place, and they lose at home to Ipswich. They lose against Bournemouth. Yeah, this is the frustrating thing, man. You can't. There's teams around us dropping points. Your Spurs, Man City, who are in fourth, dropping points, and you kind of close the gap. Bad. We will end up losing at Leicester. Says Omar. Oh my God! Imagine if we did. Leicester at home. That's when the tide will turn. If you're losing games at home, like we did against West Ham, I suppose. So if those mount up, You know what it is? I wouldn't be surprised. I'll bring it up one more. I actually wouldn't be surprised. I'd actually bet on a draw for Leicester right now. We'll see how it goes. During the week, feelings may change and that, but yeah. The back five are shocking. There's someone there. Clueless defending, says with us. Stevie, Brendan Rodgers and Graham Potter are the two favourites for the Newcastle job. Be careful what you wish for. Well, I'm not. I don't want Eddie Howe out if I'm getting Brendan. I don't want Eddie Howe out. I don't want Eddie Howe out anyways. But if I did lean towards that, say we get beat off Leicester, get knocked out against Brentford, we have a crap next 5-6 games, we're still in the bottom half. Then things may change. But if you're giving us Brendan Rodgers or Graham Potter, then no, I don't want that. Especially Graham Potter. Brendan Rodgers, he blew the league at Liverpool, but he obviously has done good jobs in the past as well. But Potter, you're just replacing Eddie Howe with another Eddie Howe style, aren't you? It's not just because they're British; it's the same sort of philosophy, crack, what you'd expect. Nah, you have to level up. If you're gonna get rid of Eddie Howe, you have to level up. You have to get someone in who's won things, someone who can take us to that next level. The comparison is always there with Newcastle and Man City because of the takeovers. Well, you have to look at that and be like, right, where did Man City go after Mark Hughes left? Mancini won them the first title, won them the first FA Cup. That's what you need to do. So you need a big name in. Daz, Senior, Allegri. If you get someone like that, then wow, incredible. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you can't be waste of time. Waste of time sacking Eddie Howe if you're going to get fucking Graham Potter through the door. Unfortunately, Shaw is done. Need a new centre back. Eddie Howe, 50-50. Not all his fault. The decisions he's making are a joke. Some truth there in that statement, I have to say. Howe is done. 2 wins, 11. Get knocked out of the cup. Loyalty needs set aside. Defending like amateurs. Sacking form, says Kenny. Not well enough. Not selling well enough. No, never sold well enough. Get the new stadium built. Get the sponsorships in. Yeah, gonna have to for PSR. Gonna have to. Good to see he's enjoyed the old Almiron joke earlier. I just came with raging with Almiron. Can't pass a ball. As soon as Miggy comes on, the game's gone. Send Miggy to Gateshead, says Lee. Miggy should be fired, says David. I would sack him. I'd sack him like Alan Sugar. I would sack him right now on the spot. You're fired. Get out. Tug. Just seen Zidane at the airport. Kind of wish that was true, to be honest with you. Kind of wish that was true. Imagine Zidane as Newcastle manager. Now that would be box office. But let's be real, Zidane's only ever managed Galacticos at Real Madrid. Imagine him trying to manage bloody Almiron. He'd wag out after the first training session. He'd be straight back at the airport. He'd be like, fuck this shit. We need Lacroix from Palace. I tell you what, he looks a really good player, to be honest with you. I was impressed with him against us. I think he scored today as well. I like Lacroix. They got him for like 15 million or something like that. So this is where Mitchell needs to step up, man. This is where Mitchell needs to earn his money. Because there's players that are available. We've seen it with our team. Well, that's all we could afford in a rush, you know. So yeah, look for them bargains as well. You can't blame Howe for the players having a weak mentality, says Tapey. That was a wrong statement by G. Hibblin Pig earlier about Antonio in his car crash. He is awake and in a stable condition in hospital. So, obviously, very good news there. Oh, what? Anderson assists is Joelinton. Oh, they kicked off? Oh, wow. The time's flying. We've been going 46 minutes. Let's have a look at this then. So, Man U obviously playing at 5:30. Anderson got an assist from Milankovic, who took the lead in the second minute. Then Man U have now equalised in the 18th minute through Howe. It's 1-1 at Old Trafford between Man United and Nottingham Forest. That point, even as it stands, is enough for Manchester United to go above us in the league to 12th. Us, Man U and Spurs all level on 20 points at the minute. Spurs obviously have a game in hand against Chelsea tomorrow. But look at that. God. Even a point. A point's not a bad result there for us because Forest are in 8th. They're 3 points above us. I mean, the table, it's just, I just get annoyed looking at that table. I just get annoyed looking at our results. And it's blowing it every week. Pisses me off. Right. Slide down a little bit here for the closer comments. Time for a change of ideas, is Gus. If West Ham win on Monday, they'll be 2 points behind us, says James. That's embarrassing, isn't it? We've helped them on their way, though. Do you know what I mean? The helped them on their way. Kept their manager in a job. More excuses than Pardew, says Patty. Storm and Boomo, says Tony, after Eddie Howe did mention the weather in his post-match press conference, kind of blaming the weather for the result as well. Dear me. Yes, Lee, thanks for that. Please do, everyone. Over 600 still watching. Please do hit the thumbs up. Blaming the win is pathetic, says Josh. 2 wins in 11 Premier League games. Shocking, says Kieran. How has to go. He's took us as far as he can. Why is he not playing Miley, says Philip. Yeah, he's using Miley back in, isn't he, with the under 21s? But I agree. I think Miley can bring something to this team. Very good with picking out a forward pass, Lewis Miley, and hopefully he returns soon. At least on the bench. Shout out Steve for the super chat. Appreciate that one, mate. Results and table bonkers. And it is, it isn't just Newcastle that's obviously having a mad old inconsistent season. It's pretty much everyone but Liverpool. Look at Man City today, dropping points against Palace. We drew a Palace last week. They've drew a Palace today. Obviously, they've dropped a lot of points at home as well. Man City, they're only 4th, which is mad for them. Falling behind. So, yeah, everyone's results and the Premier League table itself is bonkers this year. Mitchell needs to prove his worth in January now. Big decisions to be made. Pope was poop. Certainly was. Didn't even get me started on this. I could do a whole another video on this. Seen he was on the bench today, Matt Target. 100 grand a week for Matt Target. £100,000 a week, and he can't play. He never plays. Hasn't played for ages. Embarrassing. What a stinker that was. He had a good loan spell, but then signing him and giving him that much money. And then he had a few injuries, and he's never going to get the team now anyways. Honestly, embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Okay. Let's rattle through the last few comments. Unpopular opinion, but if someone offered 100 million for Bruno, I'd rip their hand off and carry him to his new club. Do you know how it is with PSR? I've actually bought into that now. I just think since we can't spend money, I'd sell the Bruno now for 100 million. I'd probably sell any of them for 100 million now, because then that means you could sign 3 or 4 players with that money and spread the cost over a few years and actually improve the team. I would as well. I actually would as well, to be honest with you. Because we can't spend money. Imagine if you just sold Bruno, but then sold Bruno, then got him Bruno, got a right winger, got a centre back, got another midfielder, maybe another striker. You could do all those 3 or 4 signings for the sake of losing one player. I actually would as well. I actually would, to be fair. Get well soon says someone there about Antonio. Well said. Get Edin Terzic to the club now. Ten Hag in. Must be joking. Gotta be a joke. These are the kind of results that will make Isaac leave. Maybe. Maybe. We're struggling because teams know how to counter attack against us. They definitely do. They did that. To be fair, right? We have to say, and everyone talking about Eddie Howe, in that half time break there, whatever Howe said wasn't as good as what Thomas Frank said, because they were a much better side, straight out the block, second half, took their chance, and they should have had more. So Frank's team talk was a lot better than Howe's. Right. Where are we at now? So many comments. What was the last win, says Jack. Oh, I think it would have been, what was the international break for us, wasn't it? We haven't won since then. I think. So, aye. Sacking Howe now would be premature. Too many age players past their peak. Next window is massive. Leicester will spank us, says someone there. We're going to draw with Leicester. We're not in a relegation battle, says Costas. Oh, God. Josie in, says Fost. Go get Nagelsmann. Give the German job to Klopp. I was thinking this, right, in that second half when I was watching us just all over the place. I was thinking, what on earth has happened there? What on earth has happened there? Like, how have we went from having one of the best defences in the league, well, or the best, especially the top four season, to now? It's bizarre how we've got that poor. Like that, sometimes at the back we look helpless, embarrassing. We need Sven Botman back. Well, yeah, that'll definitely help. That'll definitely help having Sven Botman back. We're still a few weeks away from that, though, unfortunately. Josie is a good choice for a few seasons. We'll win us a trophy, says Ulbro. People calling for Mourinho because of nostalgia is embarrassing. He's a Finnish manager. That's why he's in Turkey. Shows the IQ of the Howe outers. Would you sell Bruno to City? Yes, James. Yes, said that before. Get Mourinho in now. People talking about people's wages, saying Trippier's on 120 a week. Trippier and then Target on 100. It's nuts, like, and it's players are on playing nuts. Cameron, Matty, do you feel the club should support Howe in January and see if we can turn it around? Well, I do. I do. I think Howe's got the credit in the bank for me. Listen, that might not last much longer if this continues. Like I've said, the title can't continue this inconsistency, but I'm still going to back him. And I think the club should, because they haven't backed him for the last couple of years now. The last couple of transfer windows have been a huge letdown. So Mitchell has to come in, prove his worth. Howe has to be backed, and then if nothing changes a couple months after that, then yeah, see you later. But we've got to see if we can. We've got to strengthen that right wing. It's embarrassing. We've got to strengthen the defense. But yeah, I would say so. From what I'm hearing as well, they're not going to sack Howe anytime soon. I think it would have to be a disastrous season to sack him. They might let him go in the summer if we did end up finishing 12th, whatever. But unless it was really, really bad, they're not going to get rid of him during the season. I really don't think so. Second half of players are just rolling around. Here's somebody there. Disaster season, says Ian. Right, I think I may have actually caught up with everyone's comments. Nearly 1 hour in. Wow, that hour has flew by. So it's been good to have everyone's interactions throughout the show. Some top comments, loads of viewers, loads of emotion involved, as you'd expect with us. You know, we are a passionate bunch. A few people there saying you think PIF are still interested. They're definitely still interested. Listen, it's not. If it was them, they'd spend 400 million tomorrow. They'd spend 400 million in January minimum. If they could, they'd probably spend more than that. Do you know? But they can't because of FFP and PSR. You know, the new stadium will happen next year. I fully believe that. Obviously, the plans will be submitted next year, and it'll take a few years to get going. But you know, yeah, they're definitely still interested. They're definitely still behind it. So don't worry about that. They are still involved in that. Just got more here on a reaction from the game from the players as well. We've got Captain Bruno here. An honest assessment following the loss at the GTEC Community Stadium is what Newcastle United have put out. So let's have a quick listen to that. We'll listen to Howe's earlier.
Some good moments, but the second half we become a mess.
First half, good moments. Second half, were a mess. Lost away after the third goal. Lost control, says Bruno. I've got the subtitles up, so I'll just read it out so we don't get copyrighted. Very disappointed, he said. After the game against Liverpool, we wanted to arrive here today and show that we can play our best football, said Bruno. First off, we did that. We did some good stuff, but we have to stop conceding. We've been conceding a lot this season, especially compared to our Champions League year. It is not a problem about just the defence, a problem for the midfield, a problem for the attack. It's the team's problem, says Bruno. We have to stop this. Being honest, it's very, very disappointing. This is actually really good. For once, Newcastle are actually going somewhere with this. The interviewer, I think it's Kingy, Dan King, shout him out. They're asking some good questions and asking for some solid answers from the players. So he's just asked Bruno Guimaraes there, after the loss today against Brentford. Fans are wondering, why can you play so well against Liverpool and then not so much against the opposition like today? It's fell apart.
Consistency. We have to follow consistency. We cannot play against Liverpool, Arsenal, top.
We can't play against Arsenal, Liverpool one way and then the other way against lower teams. We have to fix it and find consistency. It's a big shame, said Bruno. Yeah, and he's just banging on about the consistency there, really. If you want to be in European football again, we have to sort it out and become consistent. So at least it was honest from Bruno. At least it was honest from the interviewer. You know, because sometimes it's just boring dog-shaped questions that get generic answers. At least we got something out of Bruno and Eddie Howe today in those post-match interviews. Hi, mate. If we spend 350 minutes, get your last couple of questions in. People, as we're saying out since we've been going for an hour now. Still 500 people watching, though. So massive respect to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you very much. If we spend 350 million in the summer, in January, I guess, take points deduction for a season. I'm on that now, you know. If there's a chance that we could salvage our season and get top 5, and it means losing a few points next season or whatever, yeah, I'm game for it now, because I just think sack FFP off, sack PSR off, just take the hit. Forest now have took the hit. Look where they are. Just take the hit now. Sick of it, me. So just I go for it. Stephen, how would you rate that performance? Tail of two halves, mate. To be honest with you, I think first half was 6, 7. It's hard to probably give a 7 considering the defending was that bad, but definitely a good high 6. But second half 1. So let's go for about a 5 out of 10, really. Maybe even a 4. Loads of people saying here, yep, take the points deduction. Tony saying that's too messy though. The club will be too scared to take the points deduction as well. They won't want that reputation. They won't want it on the name. So yeah, I doubt they will, but a few years there saying, yeah, take the points deduction. No risotto for the back four this week, says Tony. My God. Okay. I think that's enough. Need Stacker Mate, also nice hat. Cheers, Dean. You can get your Magpie Channel hats on the magpiechannel.com. There is only 2 or 3 of the white ones left and about 5 of the black ones left. So you'll have to be quick But perfect for this weather, innit? For the wind. Get your hats on. Get yourself to magpiechannel.com. Any other odd questions I've missed out there? What do you think our solution is to the defence, Matty? Every time a team breaks, stop backing off would be nice. Shaw just backs off all the way to Nick Pope and starts tugging him. So there's no point in that. Burns, he's been very good to be fair, but he was slipping the day. I think we need Sven Botman back is the only solution to be fair. And just get stuck in a bit more instead of allowing the space. Get that press going again, get the energy going instead of leaving gaps for shots. I think we did for Vissa's goal. Yeah. John wants Thomas Frank as the manager. Right. Where we are. That'll do. Have we got any other ones? I've just scrolled up there. Alex is in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hold that. Cheers, mate. Yeah. The buzz of Wednesday night, where he should have been beaten, where Liverpool should have been beaten. And then we do that against Brentford today. So, inconsistent FC at it again. So, cheers. Anyways, you bottled the game anyway, didn't you today, Alex? Bit of wind, bottled the derby. Yeah? Bottled it. Bottled the title, bottled the derby. Hold that, you sausage. Right then, people. Cheers to everyone that's tuned into this 1 hour plus match reaction because we had nearly 1,000 people tuning in live. So, we've kept it going. We've kept the comments coming. And yeah, we'll get towards everything else throughout the week. Listen, it's a massive game next week at St. James's Park now against Leicester. Big one, that. The players, no excuses. They've got a full week to prepare for it. And then, to be honest, the week after that is massive. The quarter-final tie against Brentford in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. Our season could be resting on that. You never know. So that's it. That's an undeniably must-win game for Newcastle. We have to get through to a semi-final on that one where hopefully we get to play Liverpool again. Alex? Yeah, smash them with our two legs. No, but they're better. Can't handle St. James's Park. Can't handle it. But let's get past Brentford first. You know what I mean? Get past Brentford first. We have to do that. And then try and get some consistency in our league form. But good luck with that. We haven't had that in December. Cheers, mate, and well done, Alex at the Cop TV. You hit 50k today. Big up yourself, mate, and Doyle and everyone else on the channel. That'll do. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, people. We'll be at the women's game tomorrow, if the storm permitting, against Middlesbrough in the Women's FA Cup. Looking forward to that one at Kingston Park. So we'll be there. Vlog coming on the channel for that one after the game and speaking to Becky, the manager, after the game and the press conference as well. So at least we've got that look forward, and hopefully the lasses can do what the lads can't and win a game of football. That would be nice. And just finishing off on the Mikel Antonio stuff, I see Scotty's asked a question there. Mikel Antonio is thankfully in a stable condition, conscious and communicating in hospital after a serious car accident, say West Ham, and that's been reported by Sky Sports. So real good news there for Mikel Antonio. Wishing him a speedy recovery and thoughts going out to him and his family. Thanks, everyone. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give a like, and I'll see you on the next one.